Hello, dear friends. Welcome. This is Feintola, and today is a storytelling session. I've just been thinking about how well I have seen the world, and I would like to give you a background of how I was able to do that, and then invite you, if you will like to travel the world with me. Fully sponsored. Honestly, it's another level of education and it is worth your while. I became a forever business owner on the 10th of August year 2000. And honestly, we didn't expect this lifestyle that we're enjoying today. Because my first foray into the network marketing business model world, I lost about $5,000 with the first company that I partnered with. So by the time I heard about Forever, I honestly did not have the cash to start. But the person that took me there to show me the business decided on his own to also give me the loan of 32,000 naira. At that time was about $300 to start the business. And so I started. But remember, I had paid my school fees in my previous encounter. So now I know what to do and how to do it. So I started the journey, and in 10 months, I became a recognized manager in the career path of doing the Forever business. And that became the foundation for qualification for every other incentive. While it took me 10 months, today with technology on your side, honestly, it's something you can do in 4 to 6 months if you are ready to invest the time it requires and then learn the necessary skills. With technology, things are easier. When I started, there was no GSM phone in Nigeria at all, but we still did it manually and we still grew. So the vision remains the same, but the mission is now flexible. So it's a faster way. As of today, I'm doing this video now in September 2024. I have enjoyed 37 trips with the Forever Living Products Company, holiday for two, all expenses fully paid for with spending allowances. So it's been a beautiful lifestyle, and I have mentored many to lay the same foundation so that once you start traveling, you can qualify for at least 2 international holidays every year. Imagine, just close your eyes and think about it, that you can enjoy 2 holidays per year with your loved one, and you're not spending any of your money for flights, for hotels, for feeding. Rather, the company gives you an additional spending allowance put already into a Visa card for you. It's such a beautiful experience. So I'm just going to tell you my various trips, and if you're interested in building such a lifestyle, just talk to me. Please subscribe to this channel so that you will continue to enjoy all this, educative information. My first trip was in October 2002. I haven't been in the business for almost 3 years by the time I qualified, and the trip came up. We were supposed to go to the US in August 2002, but being first time travelers, and then I just got my my passport when I qualified, and so when we appeared at the embassy, they refused to give us the visa. We were about 18, that is about 9 distributorships from Nigeria. And so Rex Mon, that's the founder and chairman of Forever Living, heard about our plight and decided to give us an alternative. And the alternative was to attend the beautiful rally in Hong Kong. And so the package together for us, a trip to Hong Kong, Macau. Macau is an island, is a part of China, and Singapore. Imagine 18 days of pleasure. We ate and we were fed up. But I tell you, it was a beautiful way to see the world for the first time. On the fourth day, I realized that I've not heard horn from any car. And I said, come oh, where we are coming from? If you move in any city, you are hearing pa 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 pa. Here there is no horn. And they said no. Every driver is well trained and you really don't need the horn to drive. Lesson number one. And then, as a nation, they had a vision. I heard from the citizens and they were saying Asia is the future of the world. And I tell you, that is what we are seeing today. Everything we're wearing, everything we're using now is produced from Asia. It became a national vision in almost all the Asian countries. And so we stayed in Island Shangri-La Hotel at that time. This is a hotel with so many floors. I mean, they're about 3 floors underground with food courts 24 hours open. You can shop for as long as you have the money. Beautiful sights, beautiful people, hospitable. But I also noticed that they rent their residential houses per square meter. You know, that's the way we do in Nigeria for offices, for corporate places. But in Hong Kong, they don't have enough space. So many people eat out and then just go in to sleep. So as you move around the world, you learn different lessons. I hope you are ready to learn with me. We went to Macau. In Macau, you could gamble. It's a beautiful island, but brought up majorly for sightseeing. And then we entered Singapore. Beautiful, beautiful Singapore. Beautiful Singapore. We learned about how they don't have natural resources, but they were intentional about building a beautiful country. And today they have the best water purification system. I learned it at that time. They were buying water. In fact, we saw the pipes with which they buy water from Malaysia. Now, Singapore used to be a state under Malaysia before they went on their own. They were buying water. We saw the pipes that brings in water for them at 3 cents per liter from Malaysia. They now developed the best water purification method. And with that, honestly, they sell water back to Malaysia for drinking. So many lessons along the line. And that was our first trip in 2002. In 2003, we still couldn't get the US visa again because I qualified again. But in 2003, we went to Malaysia. So this time again, it was Malaysia and Singapore. And in Malaysia, we were in Kuala Lumpur. We stayed at the Renaissance Hotel. And there, we also visited the Petronas Tower. That's like their own NNPC towers. At that time, it was the tallest building in the world. And it was so beautiful to see. And you know, in their lifts, if they write 18, that it can take 14 passengers. When we come, they will tell us it's only 7 of us. They aggregated and assumed that 2 of them make 1 of us because of our weight. But honestly, it was good to learn, to visit the tallest building in the world at that time. You know, the travel with Forever is always a pleasurable experience that is worth your while. That you know that if you are paying from your pocket, it will have cost you a lot of money. The lesson I learned staying at the Renaissance Hotel in Kuala Lumpur was one day, one of the days, I came down, and you know, in a hotel, there's always a lobby where they will write out the programs for the day. And that day, they were celebrating in one of their halls 40 years that they took palm kernel. Guess from where? From Aba in Nigeria. I'm talking of 2003. They took the palm kernel from Aba in 1963. And that day, they were celebrating the fact that at that time, Malaysia is the #1 exporter of palm oil in the world. And that in 2002, they generated almost $2 billion from the exportation of palm oil. I stood there and I was crying. I mean, it was a humbling experience. Why would they take palm kernel from us and then do so much research on it and be supplying the world with the best palm oil? It means that in Nigeria we have so many things in abundance that we are overlooking and not using. So those were lessons that I learned. And also, if you want to go to Malaysia, when they have given you the visa, they also have this red stamp and they will say drug trafficking is illegal, penalty is death. They stamp it red and bold at the bottom of your visa. Reason is they don't want their citizens to be discouraged from the values of hard work. That is a value, and that's why till today you see Asians everywhere, they value hard work. So that was my lesson learned at that time. In 2004, we visited Taiwan and Singapore again. So beautiful place. Majority of them are Chinese. They speak a lot of Chinese language and Taiwanese. They don't speak too much of English. But what the government started doing at that time that I noticed is they started bringing in English speaking people like Nigerians to come and teach their citizens. Why? They were preparing them for the world. And that's why you find them everywhere now, because now they can communicate in English. So in 2005, we went on. 2006, we visited Romania. I can remember Romania because we visited a lot of their museums. You know, all those kind of halls built by slaves. Strong buildings, structures that will last for centuries. We climbed stairs, we listened to music, we learned a lot from the history of all these places. And so, a lot of places. South Africa, been to Johannesburg 2 times, Sun City, Cape Town, all of those places. In the US, we have visited many states. In fact, more states than those who live permanently in the US. Being an American company, it wasn't difficult. Once you qualify, you enjoy your holiday because the company will send you a letter of invitation, and that will guide your visa processing because they are paying the bill. We've been to Denver, Colorado. We've been to Washington, D.C., Maryland, Virginia, New Jersey, New York, Dallas. We visited all our aloe vera plantations. I've been to Las Vegas about 3 times. The city of sin, it is called, because that's a place that was put together by Italians. So the state of Nevada have their own laws, and that's the place where many people go to gamble and live a rough and reckless life. They don't see it as wrong. They just created the place to enjoy themselves. So when people say there are opportunities everywhere, I tell you, this is a platform that has enabled me to enjoy this opportunity while remaining in Africa, which is regarded as a third world nation. It has given me a global platform to earn in multiple streams of income without leaving my physical location. So it's not about you moving physically, it's about you finding a platform that enables you to leverage and build a global business. Yes, you can go global from your location. So just find value to bring to the table, and I tell you, you can sell across board. I've enjoyed a boat cruise on the Arabian waters. We went in through Dubai, visited all the Emirates, and there's Amman. Amman is on its own. It's not part of the Emirate, but the cruise covered all those places. Imagine that we were on that water, I think for about 2 weeks. No network. You just eat, There was a day we sat in the restaurant. We came in to eat breakfast. And so we sat together. We were the only blacks with a population of about, we had guests of about 3,400 and crew members of about 1,500. It was a wonderful experience. We had breakfast and we just sat there gisting. They packed up the used plates and served lunch, and we were seated there. Of course, there was nothing else to do except you want to go back to your room and sleep. And then they packed lunch and served dinner, and we were just there sharing experiences, exchanging ideas, talking about life generally. And on this boat, on this cruise, there are about 4 different cinema halls where you can go. There are different restaurants depending on what you want to eat. Honestly, and the plan, we had parties every evening, club parties. You just dress up and go in, and everything was happening on the boat. And you know that is a different world entirely. There are many things happening, because even when you have your money, do you want to spend it like that? Many of us don't understand holidays. It's the whites that will save for a whole year to go on a holiday. Blacks don't do that majorly. But now imagine that in 2 to 3 years, you can build a wonderful business that can give you 2 international holidays every year for you and your spouse. In 2010, we went to London, and a day before we were to leave, there was this heavy snow, and all the planes could not fly. But because we are with a very responsible company, Forever just simply took us to another hotel, and we were there until the rain, until the snow dissolved, and we were able to fly. And I think we flew on Christmas Day, that December 2010. But we had to come back through Ghana, and then we were flown back into Nigeria, got to our house in Ogun State on Christmas Day in the afternoon, in the evening. Been to Austria and Germany, and it was interesting to know that we just drove through. And in Austria, we were entertained with music. They love classical music. Have you ever seen them play the piano? The best way possible. I saw it in Austria. We go to Germany, beautiful residential designs. And then in Germany, what else did I see? A railway line on the road, controlled with the same traffic lights. The Germans are experts when it comes to technology, because my first car was a Mercedes Benz. Then the second one was a BMW. These are German machines. And I also used a Passat CC. I got one out of the first 16 that came into Nigeria. When the door slams, a lot of work has gone into it. So I had a beautiful experience in Germany. Dubai, many times. We had our Forever Global Rally in Dubai in 2017. We had the first Forever Global Rally in Hawaii, 2013. And when my daughter was 1 month old, she got her US visa. And the day she turned 2 months was the day we traveled to Hawaii. And we were in the air for 24 hours, 3 flights. From Nigeria to Atlanta, 13 hours. From Atlanta to Utah, then from Utah to Hawaii with a baby. But I tell you, it was a beautiful experience. Hawaii is on many people's bucket list, dream list, and many die without achieving that. But courtesy of this opportunity, I did that in 2013. In 2014, we had our global rally in London, and we filled up the O2 Arena with over 20,000 Forever business owners. That was another beautiful experience. And then 2015, we went to Singapore again, stayed at the Marina Bay Sands. That's the best hotel, 57 floors in Singapore, with an infinity pool on the last floor. Imagine that there's a pool on the roof of the hotel. There are 3 buildings standing. The roof, the swimming pool cuts across on top of all the 3 buildings. A beautiful one that is very scarce to see. In 2016, we went back to Johannesburg at South Africa for Forever Global Rally again. In 2017, that was in Dubai. 2018, we were in Dallas. Forever celebrated the 40th anniversary, so we went back to where it started from, Dallas in USA, and we had distributors from over 140 countries come together. Can you see the opportunity to even make friends from all those countries as we come together with one mind? In 2019, we visited Sweden, and we were in a part of Norway, and I saw the sun setting at 9 p.m. and coming out at 3 a.m. I can't forget, because we had Muslim friends that we traveled together, and it was during fasting, the annual Ramadan fasting. So imagine that somebody had to eat the breakfast at 3 a.m. and cannot break until 9 when the sun went down. So there are different things. And we visited the archipelago. Beautiful experience on the water. Then COVID hit 2020. We were supposed to go to Australia. So that's the only continent that I am yet to visit. And now I'm looking forward to going to Paris in April 2025. That's in France. That's where our Forever Global Rally is. I'm ready to work with you. There are 2 holidays you can qualify for every year. One comes up in April. The second one comes up in September, October. So imagine that we work together for the next 2-3 years. You can lay a good foundation, and imagine the retirement you enjoy and repeated honeymoons when you go on 2 holidays per year, all expenses fully paid for with your spending allowance. So I'm just here to tell you my story, how I have enjoyed seeing the world with Forever. Are you ready to be a part of us? Send me a message today and I will get back to you, and we will start your journey. Travel experience is a beautiful thing. Imagine that your family inherits this business and the travel continues. Have a great day and God bless you. Bye-bye.